Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Lee Van Dam here. I'm about to bring you some Raid Shadow Legends. I'm excited about it because I finally got it working on Nox. And so, since I was home for just a little bit today, I wanted to go ahead and run the first part of the summoning event that's going on. Now, what's really cool is that there are specific times in this game where summoning is really important because you get a lot of extra gifts, you build up points. I want to show it to you, but the game keeps crashing when I go to the event, so I'm just going to have to give you that description. Now, for all of you that haven't been playing Raid, it's a really fun game, lots of strategy. I'm going to show off some of my characters on another video, but it's been really fun. I'm still on Brave Exvius. I'm still playing daily just to get some stuff and amass lapis and whatnot. But this has been a great deal of fun when I haven't had the time to really sit down and play, because you have the choice of auto battle to help you out. And that has been so important to me since I've been working so much more. Now, let's get to it. So, the event gives you points based on the shards that you open. Sacred shards are basically 4 or 5-star only units. Void shards are units that have the void property, which is the dark element, and the dark element's important because they don't have any elemental weaknesses. So they're really nice characters, very interesting skills on them so far. Ancient shards give you 3, 4, or 5-star units. And then you have mystery shards, which you can see I've got a ton of, which give you 1, 2, and 3-star units. Now, like I said, you get points based off opening these shards, and what's cool is you don't have to spend a lot of money on this game if you don't want to. Every time you complete a month of daily quests, you get a sacred shard. So that's at least going to give you 12 in a year. Best case scenario if you play every single day. So you get a lot of opportunities for 5-star units as you're playing the game, and we're gonna go ahead and start summoning, because I'm not gonna be able to show you. I don't think I'll be able to show you progress. I might try to do it at the end, so if it crashes, it's okay. But we're gonna start off with the 4 or 5-star. Let's see if we can get a Goldie. So far, I've only got 2 of them. Let's check it out. Ooh. No Goldie. Okay. All right. So we got a 4-star missionary. Okay. Let's see what missionary's got going on. Sacred Order. 20% chance of placing stun debuff for 1 turn. That's pretty good. Now, this is the skill that has no cooldown. So especially if you put counterattack on this unit, then 20% chance to stun on a counterattack. That's pretty strong. Pretty strong. Into the thick. Attacks 1 enemy. 40% chance to place a provoke debuff, and it has a 100% chance if this champion's hit points are higher than the target's current hit points. That's pretty solid too. So you can force provoke, and then you can stun lock that provoked enemy. That's pretty tight. Pretty tight. Humble the faithless. All right, 75% chance of placing a 100% heal reduction debuff. Heal reduction is very strong in this game because there's a lot of different ways to heal. So this buff, since it cuts out healing, it makes people much easier to kill. Also, 75% chance to place a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Wow. Okay. And damage is based on attack and hit points. So high hit points is key for this character. It is a hit point based unit, so that's going to be what it really grows in. Okay, that's pretty solid. So no gold, but I like the unit. I don't think I've had one before, so pretty tight. All right, let's go ahead and get these dark ones knocked out. The void shards. Ooh, the confessor. I think I just got her. Yes, I just got her. So on her regular ability, they call it the A1, has no cooldown. You attack 1 enemy, 15% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. So in one-on-one battle, you can really mess somebody up by keeping them busy and not letting them attack literally by depleting their turn meter or just raising yours with other characters until you pass them. So that is a very, very common strategy and one that I'm using right now. All right, Blinding Light. Attacks all enemies, 70% chance of placing 25% decreased accuracy debuff. Nice. Accuracy is important for landing status ailments. So if you can lower their accuracy, you don't need as much resist to combat the percentage chance of the status ailment landing on you. So that's solid. All right, 35% chance of gaining an extra turn. Okay. It's a pretty strong extra turn chance. It's not as good as Marksman, who one of the units I have right now is my favorite. And I've been able to make him just attack 38,000 times just with the relentless gear, and because his A1 ability with no cooldown has a chance for an extra turn as well. So he's very crazy. And when you get her ascended to level 3, okay, crit rate in dungeons, so that's not terrible. So it's not bad for a 3-star. Not bad. And she has no elemental weaknesses, so that can be very strong. Okay, another archer. Okay, here we go. Hollow. Undead Hordes. Okay, 2.5% poison debuff for 2 turns. Okay, that's all right. Can be removed pretty easily, so that part's tricky. Attacks the enemy 4 times. Okay, so this is and you can do this every 2 turns. So this is basically a swing in 40% for turn meter, because you gain 20 and the opponent loses 20. So this can basically get you to attack one. You can get an extra attack in if you plan this right and if you built this for speed. So that's pretty cool. All right, 25% of the target's defense. Okay, that's strong. And attack in dungeons by 21%. Okay, that's not bad. Not bad. Hadn't seen him before. Pretty cool. I like it. Okay. Let's go ahead and knock these 10 out. See what we get. All right. And then I'm going to do all the mystery shards just throughout the day. So these will be the only units that I record. Just see if we get anything cool. All right, so we got 1 4-star. Nice, nice, nice. Ooh, Tashada. So we're going to start off with her because I do not have her. She looks great. All right, so she's a barbarian. Oh, she is not playing any games whatsoever. Attack 1 enemy. 50% increase attack buff for 2 turns if this attack is critical. Okay. And she's based on defense and attack. So it's very important to boost her crit rate, because 50% attack boost for 2 turns, that is stout. That is stout, and that means you're going to deal some serious damage. All right, so maximum carnage. You attack 3 times at random. Each hit has a 50% chance of placing a 15% weaken debuff for 2 turns. And weaken is a debuff that you end up taking extra damage. I think it's up to 10% extra damage. So that's can be very good. Now 25% weaken debuff. Wow. Okay. So that's a lot of extra damage. Actually, it may be what the percentage says for 2 turns. So, okay. All right. So this attack, it revives a random ally with 40% hit points if the attack kills the target. This attack is only available when the ally is dead. So you're really you're cycling through Maximum Carnage and Savage Fury. And you can normally get Maximum Carnage down to, you can get it down to 3 turns. And, she may be pretty good for you to put a reflex set on her, because reflex, it has a 30% chance to reduce a cooldown, and she only has 1 skill on cooldown typically. Yeah, because this skill is only available when, you know, an ally is dead. So it doesn't actually have a turn requirement. It just works. Okay, so you can get this down to 3 turns. So you could reliably have your attack boost up based on her crit chance and weaken, and she just would stack a lot of damage. Okay, all right. I like that. I like that a lot. That's very interesting. Okay, so we got Bone Knight, weaken. Okay, 2 turns. Heal reduction. 50% heal reduction is pretty good, and turns into 100% if you ascend them. Okay. Attacks all enemies. 15% crit rate boost. All right, solid. %50 heal reduction. Okay, and that's on his regular ability with no cooldown, so that can become really annoying. 50% chance for stun. Okay. It once every 3 turns when it's maxed out. Agility. Okay, so he gets a new skill at level 3 Ascension. 30% speed buff and 15% turn meter boost. That's pretty good. Apothecary already does that, so I can still see it being pretty good. Apothecary also heals, but that guy, he definitely is more of attack-based support. Now this one's very interesting because you build him for speed, and his regular attack fills the turn meter by 25. Wow, okay. Has a 75% chance to decrease the target's turn meter by 50. So this is a really easy example of turn meter manipulation where you could really wreck somebody, because you could essentially whale with his A1 and lap someone on turns and just really beat them down. And then right before their turn goes off, you hit them with this and you might lower their turn meter by 50%. Removes all debuffs on all allies. Okay. Attack in arena by 30%. That's pretty strong. Pretty strong. It's an interesting concept with how much he affects the turn meter of himself as well as everybody else. You could do a lot with that. Chop. 50% chance to decrease duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns. Wow. Okay. Block buffs. Block buffs is strong too, since this is a game where you set up a lot of support strategy to help you out. Prayer. It blocks debuffs and counterattack and gives you regen. Okay, I can dig that. I can dig that. Hit points by 27% in dungeons. That's not terrible. Okay. 30% chance for an attack debuff. That's pretty cool. Okay, AoE. Wow, okay. So this is going to put a poison on them, and then it has a 75% chance to place a stun. Okay. Wow, you could definitely start the round off right with him. Wow, okay. So we got Maiden. Looks like we don't have Maiden. There she is. So Maiden, the freeze debuff on her regular attack. So there's another the war healer from Sacred Order also has a freeze debuff, 30% chance on her regular attack, which is interesting on a healer. The War Priestess, 30% decrease defense for 2 turns. Okay. If it's critical after you ascend, it's on all enemies. That's pretty good. And then decrease target's max hit points by 25% of the damage inflicted. I haven't really seen that be used very well yet. That's also on the Destroy set, which I thought would be very cool, but I just haven't seen it be used very well. I'm I'm gonna check it out, but I don't know if I have. I don't think I have the resources to make it work really well or the right unit, because theoretically you'd want to deal a lot of damage, so then the decrease to max hit points, it makes it to where someone can't heal. I'll tell you someone it could be really good against. It'd be really good against the Doom Priestess, because she heals every turn. It's just a trait that she has. She's I like her. She's really strong. So since she heals every turn and it's based on a percentage of her hit points, if you can lower her max hit points, then you can definitely lower the healing that's going down for actually a good number of healers, because I think all my healers except for one, we'll go look at that really quick after these units. After checking out these units, I think all of them based off max hit points. So that might be better if I can set it up. I just have to figure out a unit to set it up on. Bile. Okay, so 25% chance of placing a 25% increased attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. So that's his. So this is ability 1. 50%. Okay. So you could really do something with this, especially if you can attack quickly, because then you can always keep everybody buffed. So that's interesting. Attacks all enemies, 20% chance of removing random buff from each target. Okay. Unbury. Okay, and so this is revives an ally 50% hit points. Shield buff on revived ally equal to 20%. Very nice. That's a good revive. Okay. I would definitely probably I'll probably use speed, and I might even use reflex, just because these take a long time to come back. This gets down to 4 turns. This gets down to 3 turns. So I think reflex would be very good along with speed, because you want him to keep everybody buffed. So you want him attacking all the time. You don't necessarily want him dealing damage. You just want him attacking all the time. Tormentor. Okay. Places an extra hit if the attack is critical. The extra hit is always a normal hit. Okay, great. So you immediately know how to build him. 50% chance of placing a decreased accuracy debuff. Nice. Creeping Doom. Okay. Attacks enemy 2 times. 50% chance of placing block debuff. Okay. After it's ascended, if they're under block debuff, so if you catch them on the first hit with block debuff, then you'll stun them with the second hit. So that's very interesting. And block buffs, I mean. And then I have a healer that blocks buffs also, so that could be pretty cool. Tree Feller. 25% decreased accuracy debuff. Chop down, 50% chance to place poison, 2 turns. And then when you ascend it, you get the poison, and then you get decreased speed. Okay. This looked like Bolos, but now it's a bomb. Okay, so the bomb's something that's an interesting debuff. Like it doesn't go off for a few turns, and it can be really tricky. Like the team that I've got right now. I'm going to show you the team that I've got and the skill in particular that bombs don't like. For the Doom Priest. Okay, so Doom Priest is interesting. 15% increased crit rate buff on random ally for 2 turns if the attack is critical. So what did I do? Her crit rate's 100%. Well, it's 99%. So that way she always puts increased crit on someone. Easy enough. You know, she's not there for damage. She's really just there to help people crit. Mass Possession, 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. And you can use it every 3 turns. So almost always have them buffed. So this is her passive. It heals all allies by 7.5% of their hit points and removes one random debuff from them at the start of this champion's turn. So that's the main reason I have her speed so high, is because she heals automatically. So it's in my best interest that she is as fast as possible, because she'll heal more often and remove debuffs more often, and she'll also help people crit more often because of the crit buff she gives, because she always crits. 99% of the time she's going to crit. All right, so let me see this. Now I believe his heal is based off of 35% hit points, and this heal can be critical. Okay. Where's there's one unit that I've got, and I want to show her to you, and where's she at? Okay, I might have put her in the vault. Yeah, I put her in the vault. Okay, let's take her out of the vault for a second. So the chaplain, she's pretty dope. She heals based off of her attack. So her heal, since it's not based off of max hit points, it doesn't have anything to do with their max hit points being destroyed, and radiance is based off of 25% of the damage inflicted with the attack. So great for AoEs. I have her with reflex on because you got 3 turns here and you got 4 turns here. So with reflex, there's a 30% chance that she's going to improve her cooldown by 1 turn. So it makes it to where she can heal pretty often, because a third of the time she's going to get closer to having at least 1 heal back. So she's probably the purest healer that I have. I've still got to work on her gear some, get that better, but I've enjoyed her, and she's kind of what I wanted to show off as, like, sometimes you can find healers, because there's so many units in this game, it's ridiculous, that don't necessarily heal based off of max hit points. And so if you get one, then destroy, that whole set's premise doesn't really work as well. They'll still lose their maximum hit points, but I think it's limited to like 15% or something like that. I'll have to double check that. So you can't whittle them down to nothing over the entire fight, which I wish you could. I think that would be a much better thing. So there we go. I got a heads up. Let's see if I can look at the webpage. I may not be able to. If I can't, the game will close. Looks like yep, okay. So I got some progress. You saw the red dot, so that's good. But I'm going to end the stream here. So I appreciate you coming by. If you like this, be sure to throw me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, do it. I'm going to be working really hard to make sure I've got more content coming out on a regular basis from a lot of games that I'm able to play. And until next time, this is Lee Van Dam. You guys take care. God bless, and I'll see you later.